Good morning, podcast community. Well, it's a busy day, a special day, a day of reflection, but it's also a day of the echo effect. You're going to hear on a regular basis the echo effect. You're going to hear three principles over and over and over again. And you're going to hear why. Maybe not this episode, but as you learn and grow and understand what the echo effect truly means to your success in every area of your life, you'll practice these principles. And these principles, if practiced and applied, will absolutely give you everything you need, whatever it is. So what are the three principles? Okay. So everybody understands instant gratification. That's a pretty simple term thrown around a lot. And you always hear delayed gratification. There's studies that are out today and have been for years that if you can condition a young person, a child, to delay that gratification, what it does, it creates a mindset that they wait for what they treasure. I had Joanne Cumberland on the podcast yesterday doing mindset. The lady is crushing it. Why? Because she's prepared herself for many, many years, starting when she started as a smaller built girl, being able to become a black belt, now instructor owner of her own studio. And the journey is an incredible one. So if you haven't listened to Joanne or you don't know about her story, tune in. She does mindset. But let's go back to her story yesterday. When she was a little girl, they used to go to Myrtle Beach. Everybody probably has heard of it or has been there. We used to take our family vacations there. Now, she said something that it just like, oh my gosh. So when they used to go to the arcade, her dad said, pick out what you want. So they used to go for a month at a time because they were from Canada and it's a long drive. So there wasn't a week vacation. It was a longer vacation. Well, if you've been to Myrtle Beach, you know that arcades are a big part of the entertainment for kids. You know, they have the amusement parks and then they have inside the arcades. So he would say to her and her brother, pick a prize that you want to go for. Now, when you look at arcades, you can all relate to this. Most, which is instant gratification, pick the little cheap toys. What do you call the Chinese handcuffs? All these things that you throw away after about 1 hour. But she would pick something of significance. So that whole month, she's accumulating tickets to go for that one prize. Now, what did that teach her? One, delay your gratification for later. You don't need instant gratification. Most people, every single day they go to the arcade, they get their tickets and then get whatever cheap, inexpensive thing because all the good prizes are thousands of tickets. And they're the stuffed animal, the Nintendo set, whatever it is. You always look up there and go, man, what if I could get that? Well, you can, but you got to delay your gratification. You can't get the Chinese handcuffs for 2 tickets or the cheap plastic toy for 2 tickets. You have to save. You have to delay your gratification. And what she said was a pretty interesting observation. She wasn't sure that her dad actually intentionally did that, but what he did, he was teaching her about delayed gratification. And years later, she knows that. She understands that. She's been teaching for, I don't know if you quote me on this, but let's say a dozen years. Now she has her own studio. She had mentors. She had a process of delayed gratification. Could she have opened up a business at age 21? Yes. Could she have been out of business at age 22? Yes. Plenty of people do. They say, I'm going for the freedom. I'm tired of answering to the big man. You hear that all the time. Well, getting in your own business takes responsibility. And a lot of people just aren't ready because they haven't put in the time. You have to continue to, she journals every day. She sets her goals every day. She writes them down in her journal. It's kind of a digital sort of kind of written journal. It's a combination because she only takes one thing with her when she travels or when she's going somewhere. So you don't have to take 8 different books. A lot of things are on there. But getting back to that Myrtle Beach story, her and her brother would bring home the big prize. And everybody say, how'd you get that? And she said, she worked for it. She worked for it. Think about that. She delayed her gratification each day, getting all these tickets. I can imagine the last day they're there, she's bringing in a bucket full of tickets. People are probably like, what the heck's going on here? Because nobody does that. But what it does, if you look at the echo effect or the delayed gratification, she was looking for that one prize. That one prize took a lot of hard work and a lot of delayed gratification. So your first principle is delayed gratification. Now, your second principle, when you do have the work ethic, you're working hard, you have your goal, you know what you're going after, you're not going to get everything right away. It always comes later because we as a society, generally, I'm just speaking across the board, look at the gym membership in January. It's so crowded in January, you can't even get in. The people that are gym people, they stay away from those first 4 weeks because they know in February, you're going to be able to run a train through there and not hit anybody because everybody does that first month. Oh, I'm going to get into shape. And I'm going to do 7 days a week. And then after that first week wears off a little bit, they're down to 5, then they're down to 3. Then they're down to 1. Then they're out of the gym. They still pay the membership, but they ain't around in February. That's a mindset of really creating no work ethic, no plan, just a little bit of emotion behind. Everybody's going to get in shape in January, but they fall off like apples on a tree. And you can always, the gym people will tell you, stay away from January, start going back in February or go at a weird hour because most of them are just, it's just on a whim. They have a whim. I'm going to get into shape. And they just do it without having a goal, without realizing that nothing comes easy. You have to have the work ethic. You have to put in the time. You have to have your sights on the goal. That goal is I'm going to get in shape. Well, maybe start off with 10 minutes. And then once you get to 10 minutes, and Joanne said that, go to 15. Then go to 20. Gradually move it up. Get momentum in your life. So you look at 1, delay your gratification, set your goal on what you're going to achieve, and work like crazy to get the momentum. And third, let me see. Oh, yeah, I love this one. Be patient. Give yourself grace. You didn't get out of shape in one day. You're not going to get in shape in one day. So give yourself a little grace. Give yourself a little patience with the process. You commit daily to making those small improvements. I mean, small. You can read Jeff Olson's A Slight Edge. Darren Hardy has a great book on that. Most people that are very successful understand it's not those big gains in one day. It's small incremental improvements. And you have to be patient and have to understand that if you're patient and you commit to personal development every day, over time, it just starts compounding, just like interest. You put away $10 a month at an early age, and the numbers absolutely are off the chain. But most people want that instant thing, whatever it is, now. They want it now. It just doesn't, the echo effect doesn't work with that. You have to think about daily action. A lot of people that I know read one book and they think, okay, this book's going to change my life. Well, it could be a good book, but it's not reading one book. It's reading 30 minutes a day for 50 years and improving every day, setting your goals, delaying your gratification. So really, these are going to be shorter in length. So what are our three principles? Instant gratification is delayed. So you're going to forgo the prize, the little cheap toy, delay that because you're going to throw it away anyway, and accumulate lots of days of winning tickets. And then you're walking out there with the big stuffed animal that you're proud of because you delayed your gratification. 2, what is it? 2 is delay with a goal in mind. Have that goal that you're looking. I want to achieve this and make small incremental improvements every day. Commit, and the third is commit to personal development. Now, I think, I'm trying to think if I have this up. This is kind of, I don't know if it is. No, it is not. Let me see. Oh, maybe. Oh, no, it won't be. But we'll bring it on another episode. I didn't think about it. But Growth Day. I want you to think of Growth Day. If you go to podcasterpeteking.com, everything that I have is on there. Everything. The comedy night that we did last night at Grace Church, where Ken Kington was our top comedian. Melissa Sarathi was a rising star and a promoter of the concept that we're going to bring comedy to our seniors. And we're going to bring them together on a regular basis. And Larry Hauser, holy mackerel. Here's a person, and I think I'm right on this, 69. Hope you don't mind me telling your age, Larry. You know how you crack jokes, but then when you stand on a stage and you got 85 eyeballs listening to every word you say, that makes public speaking times 100 because there's nowhere to hide. You're there in front of the lights. You're just 7 to 8 minutes of nonstop. You know how hard that is? You cannot imagine until you do it. But a lot of times people start at an early age. I mean, even Ken will tell you this. I don't know when he started, but it was many years ago. You just get better and better every time. But when you step out at age 69, put your name, put your reputation, put your your courage on the line, and all of a sudden your daughter's in the audience and she's going, "Oh my gosh, I hope my dad doesn't embarrass me." I mean, I don't know if she was saying that, but I'm just saying that can come up because family, we don't want anybody to be, I don't know, what do you call it, put out there, and then everybody's coming up to you. Well, your dad was, that type of thing, because we've had that situation. And it's kind of like, ooh. So that's courage. That's courage that you put yourself out there. And he did awesome. Awesome. He was singing at the end. I had never heard him sing before. And he has a voice, and he's comical. So you're probably going to see him combining comedy with singing, which is absolutely incredible. And he's going to bring it to our senior community on a regular basis because I'm his agent. And an agent only gets paid when the agent gets the client in front of people and there's money generated. So anyway, there was the weight's on me. Larry, get ready. You're going to have some fun. Okay, getting back. I don't know how I got sidetracked on that, but I did. But here's the key thing. Keep these 3 principles in line. Delay your gratification. Work hard. Have your goal. And develop your personal self every day. Read 30 minutes a day. Listen to a good podcast like this one. Share this with people. Share this with people you think can benefit from the echo effect. And you're going to hear this on a regular basis. The same 3 principles. Might get boring, but repetition is the mother of learning. So over time, you start to go, man, that makes sense. And you start practicing it. And then all of a sudden you start seeing the results from delayed gratification, from the echo effect. And before long, you're crushing it. And people go, man, how'd you do that? It happened over a lot of years. So go listen to Joannie, spelled Joaie, Cumberland. She runs Rise Up Brazilian Jitsu right at Bell's Ferry. She's on our podcast. So you can go on Spotify and you can search her name. It's going to be under right now, Kennesaw Happenings. I don't know if it'll be staying that way, but you can find it. Yesterday's episode, she told the story of Myrtle Beach. I mean, you understand that principle alone. Only 1 out of the 3 principles, you'll rock it. And listen to her how she journals. Listen to how she sets her goals. Listen to how she provides mentors. I mean, surrounds herself with mentors. That's why she's going to be a rock star in business and helping others to follow in her footsteps. Because find successful people, model them, get some mentorship, and watch yourself go. And you'll be in business. I don't remember the name of the coffee shop that went out of business, but business is tough, very tough. I'm Podcast Pete. If you have any questions, you can call me right there. If you don't come up in my address book, you're going into voicemail. Leave me a message. I'll call you back if you're not a spammer. Or go to Podcaster Pete Kane right here, podcasterpetekane.com. Podcasterpetekane.com. You can see all our podcasts on there. You can see our new collaborative book. You can see everything that we have going on right in front of you. And if you want to be a guest on the show, just our regular Podcast Pete, just reach out to me. And if you're somebody that loves seniors or does business with seniors, or is a local business and you're a giver, we want you. All right. Have a wonderful day. Keep striving. to get better every single day. I'm Podcast Pete, and have a wonderful